Sloss and Humphries on the road.
Muggins and Cream, Cream and Muggins, straight thuggin', living the dream.
That's our intro.
Fucking muggles.
Tickling the clit inside your head that makes you laugh. They said it can't be done. Sparkling water shouldn't be the standard.
I knew this was coming.
Shouldn't be.
Germany default to it.
Yeah, that's not right.
It should be a pure request.
Yeah.
It's like defaulting to licorice chewing gum.
It's not even that. Like, look, people are allowed to enjoy carbonated water, you know, if that's where they get their kicks from, the dullards. That's fine, but there's no way it's the normal because it doesn't come out of taps, okay? So it can't be standard. Standard water is just water, just uncarbonated water. That's what comes out of taps. That's what's involved. You don't just get to, it can be popular, you can have it most places, but it doesn't get to be the fucking standard. That's just not on.
It tastes like what the TV looks like when it's not tuned in.
It's just...
Also, I was annoyed the other day because I was in the van and I opened a bottle of water and it fizzed up all over myself. And it was water, so it's fine. But I was like, oh, you can't put a blue lid on and then fizz up.
You're right.
Like the blue lid is like, hey, you're safe, you can open this anyway.
And look,
you can open this straight after an earthquake and have refreshments.
I know. Yeah, that would be the worst thing after an earthquake, right?
Get the vending machine.
No.
You're the idiot.
You're pulling people out of rubble. They're like covered with like all the dust and debris and like the blood of their pets that were on the floor above them, and it was just mushed there. And they were just
imagine getting squashed to your pet.
Not even to your pet. Your pet's on the above floor and it's just dripping down.
Oh, just intestines hanging down.
Aye. Oh, it is intestines. Don't be gross. And then like you get dragged out and you're feeling awful, and then like somebody comes over, they're not even a doctor but just the closest thing to a medical person, and you're just like, water, and then they come and they open up the bottle right beside your face. It just fucking fizzes everywhere, gets all over you. You're like, fucking should have left me in there, to be honest with you.
You need a refreshment after it.
And I know here's the thing, I am willing to accept that I'm probably wrong, because I don't have the best taste in many things.
No, the best taste in men.
I think my taste in men is okay. Speaking of which, Idris Elba was on my flight.
Aye.
Oh my good God.
I briefly remember you telling us this, but I was too excited that Ally McCoist was on mine that we didn't listen to each other's stories. We just both talked over each other, you about Idris Elba and me about Ally McCoist.
Well, no, as a Scotsman, Ally McCoist is more exciting. The reason is
as a black man. I think
yeah. As someone who was also in the runnings for 007.
Ally McCoist.
For those of you that don't know or care about football, Alistair McCoist is an ex-Scotland and Rangers player, and
he's the like one that brings Scotland together, I feel.
Which is a remarkable thing to do, because I do think, like, even my father-in-law, who is a big Celtic fan, will begrudgingly admit that Coisty is class, which he is, and that's a remarkable turnaround.
It's just because he's such a sound bloke. It's
and the only way you get that reputation is like people hate you for years because if you played for one team and then you scored lots of goals against them, they'll call you a cheater, they'll call you a devil, they'll do whatever it is, and there's no way you can win them over instantly. That's a slow. Bringing them over to your side over years and years and years, just
being relentlessly a sound cunt every time you're on an appearance.
Yeah.
Whether it's been seen in public or been on TV, just constantly just being like, all right, this guy's legit.
James Blunt. We all thought we hated James Blunt. It was fucking cool to hate James Blunt. And then every time James Blunt was doing something, we're like, fucking this guy, man.
Natalie bought me a book of James Blunt's replies to tweets.
Yeah. He's a funny man.
Yeah.
He's a funny man. And I mean, look, I'm not going to comment on his music, considering my taste in music is appalling, but I like it.
You know what? I was just about to say, well, he's going to come out of the woodwork soon because it's Christmas.
Yeah.
But that's Bublé, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's Mickey Bubbles.
Aye. I've not heard him called by Sunday night. Tell you what about Idris Elba, though, is...
So Ally McCoist is just such a name. Go on.
We can go between. We can talk about your experience. I can talk about mine
at once.
Aye.
Let's just go like headphone each.
He's as attractive as he is in the movie. Oh my fucking man! That's how I saw him. Like I've never. It was unbelievable.
Is he tall?
Oh, I mean, I'm going to be honest with you. Even from inside the plane, it felt like he was taller than the plane, and like that. And that was
just off the ground a couple of inches, was he?
I think he could have been levitating. It was because he's always been on like my list of people. I'm like, he is objectively. I talk about how sexy he is in my fucking book. I'm like, he is. Like, if I was...
Did you approach me a book and just go, excuse me, Idris, can you have a little read of this?
Yeah, fucking... I said you smell like oak, which, now thinking back to it, could be racist, but could you just sign over that so nobody can see it?
Did you say he smelled like oak in your book?
Did I reckon he smelled like oak?
Oh, just assumed he smelled like the bark of a tree.
Well, no, but I meant like like a good strong oak table, like a good cologne is what I meant. Like
beard oil.
Yeah, but it wouldn't.
Cedar wood.
Yeah, but it wouldn't be. It wouldn't be cologne.
Natural.
It would be natural. Like he would go to the gym sweating. He would come out smelling better than when he went into the gym. That would be my theory.
Aye. I would have said Ally McCoist would have smelled of mud, but he doesn't.
I would have said he smelled. Depends on the time of day. He either smells like aftershave or pints.
I just assume he always smells like he's just finished a game of pub football.
Yeah, or no.
Like he still plays it well into his 50s, it feels like.
He doesn't smell like... He
still smells of grass.
He smells like secondhand smoke. He doesn't smoke, but he hangs around with a lot of smokers.
And he likes it.
Yeah, of course he does, because that's how pubs used to be. He doesn't mind it. It reminds him when he was a kid in pubs.
Did you get to speak to him?
Fuck no, not at all. Not a chance.
Did you see him when you got onto the plane? Because you say he was sat a couple of seats away from you.
I was sat in a chair like far back, and he got a plane. I went, fucking that is, and it wasn't like that looks like Idris Elba. It was just nobody in the world can be that attractive and not be famous. Therefore, that has to be Idris Elba. Like everyone's eyes just.
You went like my got me told joke.
Like when
it's Idris Elba.
When you play
Ethan Hawke.
When you play like some games, like the reference point here is like Baldur's Gate, but it could be like Skyrim or Morrowind, any sort of free roaming game where like you can move around, but the second some main character comes in, it's an unskippable fucking cutscene. That's what happens when Idris Elba walks within 50 feet of you. You can be talking to fucking anyone. You could have the most important conversation in the world with the love of your life. Your relationship could be on the fucking brink. If Idris Elba walks within 50 feet, nothing you're saying to each other matters. It's a cutscene, and you're both just watching him until.
Does it cut like some sexy music, like the old Links advert, the bomb chicka wah wah chicka wah?
I don't think he doesn't need porno music like that. Nah.
No, but that's not him though. That's you. That's your internal monologue.
Even then, no. Mine would be. I wouldn't say. I don't know.
Is it more like glass shattering and then fucking the Steve Austin music?
No.
What music's playing in your head when Idris Elba cuts the scene?
What depends. Like, is he just getting on the plane, or is he coming to see me?
He's looking for his seat and he's walking past you, and then you break conversation, and there's a soundtrack. What music's playing?
Oh, something not church-like, but does involve an orchestra of sorts.
Death March.
No. Like, who's the one that always does the music for Chris Nolan? Hans Zimmer. Hans Zimmer, yeah, absolutely, 100%.
You know that Hans Zimmer tip?
Absolutely. For Idris Elba, absolutely. 100%.
Bagpipes for Ally McCoist.
Yeah.
Bagpipes, and all of a sudden, like, I stopped eating my shortbread, and I didn't even know I was eating shortbread. So you didn't see him in the airport? Because I saw Ally McCoist in the airport, and he was waiting in the queue for immigration, and I was zigzagging up the queue, and like my head was like I was on a gimbal. I was walking past him, like when you hold a bird and you move the bird around, and it's fucking heat stays in one spot. That's me zigzagging towards Ally McCoist.
You're like the Mona Lisa. No matter where Ally McCoist walks in the building, you're always just staring at him.
Absolutely was, and he spotted us doing that, and he found it amusing, and I just went, Ally McCoist, I know who you are. Yeah, that's what it was. I didn't say I know who you are, but I'm just like Ally McCoist. But the worst thing is, I was kind of half looking for him because I knew he was on that flight back because he mentioned it on TalkSport. So Khan, listening to TalkSport when he got ready, he didn't even hear it. He was getting showered or whatever, and his last was just like, Ally McCoist was commentating on the game last night. So I just set the scene. I'm in Paris on my way back from the match, and and he was getting the flight back to Glasgow, and she was like, and I looked, and there's only one flight back from Glasgow to Glasgow from Paris, and it's, this one, and then Can's like, Ally McCoist hasn't gotten on an EasyJet. I was like,
oh, yes.
If I know that man, and I think I know that man.
Ah, man. Ally McCoist goes on holiday with EasyJet.
He's only got an EasyJet because Ryanair wasn't on. Motherfucker's humble.
Yeah, he remembers where he came from. He's not me.
He's absolutely not.
It's not me at all.
If he listened to that last podcast we done when you were talking about money, I reckon he would have been furious.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. He'd phone people to come round to my house being like, I've got a fucking mark for you.
And Ally McCoist, so instantly heard my accent when I said his name, and he just was like, oh, you boys got robbed last night. And he started talking about Eddie Howe's reactions. Like, I was chatting to Eddie Howe about it afterwards, and like, I was angrier than he was. Like, he was taking it really well, and I was fucking furious on his behalf. So like, already I've just said his name, and he's doing all the talking, and I'm like, this is class, this. So I fucking have a natter with him. Someone else clicks on it, to him, asks for a photograph. Oh, as well, asked him for a photograph, and went and took a photograph of him.
The other person?
The other person took a photograph of Ally McCoist without being in it. Not a selfie.
No.
Just say, can I get a photograph made? And then took a photo of him.
Nah, not on.
Nah. What's that?
Nah.
Google that.
Unacceptable. Nah.
If someone does that in the airport, what are you doing? Are you going to make a joke about it?
What do you mean, what am I doing? What
are you
the
doing?
question is, what are you doing? And the answer is, you're knocking the person that took a photo of me out.
delete that. I didn't look good.
No, you can't just fucking take a photo of it like you're playing live Pokemon Snap. You can't, like...
Nah, that's weird, isn't it?
Not on. Unacceptable.
And he just took it in his stride. Didn't give a fuck. Me and Cameron just like, what the fuck's that weird cunt? So, anywho, I left him alone after that because I realised my conversation with him lit him up like a Christmas tree. Everybody spotted him and started lingering. So I'll leave him be in this queue. And then I'm getting on the flight, and Amy looks over her shoulder and goes, Kai, what seat are you in? And I looked at my finger, I was like, 4E. She just looked up and went, you're sat next to Ally McCoist. And I just fucking put my bag up and went, well, mate, I would have played it cool in the airport if I knew I was going to be sat next to you for 3 hours. Fucking, because I asked him for a photo. Sorry, because I had played it cool up until after the queue. I get a photo with him because I'm like, fucking hell, get a photo of me. How am I, mate? For the grandkids. Thank you, mate.
Aye.
Just took a photo of his face.
Be like, I didn't know that was the option until I saw that autistic cunt.
So I get a photo of him, and then have to just like, as well, I'd put it on Facebook, I'd put it on Instagram, right? And then when I sat down next to him, I opened up Facebook, and it was just a picture of Ally McCoist because I just posted it. And that was the last thing on my screen. And then I opened up Instagram, and it's a picture, and I'm sat next to him, and it's like I'm hiding porn on my phone. And I'm just like, well, can't browse then.
Yeah.
Can't browse my socials this whole flight. And then he just fucking drove the conversation. I chatted him most of the way up until takeoff, and like as we taxied when we landed, and I didn't feel like I was putting on to him. I didn't feel like I was that annoying guy that just sits next to you in the plane and starts conversation. Like he was actually fucking...
What did he do for the flight?
He played on Solitaire or some other card-based game on his phone.
Aye.
I was playing cards.
Old cunt.
I reckon you could have guessed that.
Yeah, that's a real, like, I've got this, and this isn't a criticism, I've got this technology in my hand that, you know, and I'm old and I've learned it and I can do the swipe thing, but I'm going to use it for the old things.
Yeah, man used to bring his cards on the flight, now he doesn't have to.
Yeah,
That's what's happening.
Aye.
And them tray tables are no good for playing solitaire.
No. Once you get those like little tiny deck of cards, but those...
Yeah. Aye. Not with his eyes. It's getting on.
Fair point. Hello, people who listen to this podcast and watch it. I'm Daniel Sloss, one of the people on the podcast. If you do not want to give me any more of your money and you do not want to subscribe to the Patreon, or if you're like, you know what, even though we're in a massive recession, how could I throw more money at this spoiled man? But you don't want it to go directly to me. What you can do is by making us look better, by making us seem like we've got more influence than we have, is going to thistlecrosscider.co.uk, using the promo code ThistlySloss10 to get a 10% discount on any order in the UK, and it will be shipped to you. It is legitimately my favourite cider. The reason it is the sponsor isn't because they approached us, isn't because we have an amazing reach. It's because I approached them being like, I love this, I love small businesses, and I love Scottishness, and I also love
drinking responsibly. If you want to drink what we drink on the podcast, if you want to give it a go and try one of the many delicious flavours that they have, which includes original, Scottish fruit, whiskey cask flavour. They've come up with a new mulled wine flavour. There is their strawberry flavour. There's elderflower. They're amazing. I genuinely recommend you try them. If you see us at any point in the future with these adverts not in the show, it's because you didn't buy enough and you embarrassed us. You embarrassed us in front of our new sponsors by not buying anything, right? Hey, come here, zoom in. Buy this. I don't care if you don't drink, right? Buy it as a gift. Christmas is coming up. There's a mulled wine flavour. Buy it!
Is it mulled wine flavour or is it mulled cider?
Fuck!
What's Idris doing? Idra, that's what I call him now, Idra.
He was, I didn't, I mean, you know me, I was like, that's Idris Elba, and then I slept for an entire
Was
flight.
there any of you hoping that he'd recognise you?
It's the first thing I said to Cara. I text Cara, I'd be like, oh my God, Idris Elba's on this flight. She was like, no fucking way, and I was just talking about it. And then I sent her a message being like, do you think he's just messaged his wife being like, oh my God, it's Daniel Sloss? She was like, no.
No, they broke up after Jigsaw.
Because this is not me saying that I was nearly in a movie with Idris Elba. There was a movie I auditioned for, which he was tied on to be the lead in, that never happened.
It was down to you and Idris as the last two.
No, he was like the lead.
he
was the lead on the thing.
You were supposed to be Evan Boxdale. No, the other one. What, The Wire? Who did he play in The Wire? Oh, come on. Not Evan Boxdale, Stringer Bell.
There you go.
Stringer Bell, that's who you were auditioning to be.
Yeah, I auditioned for it when I was 12.
How old were you? 12 years old?
Oh, younger. When was The Wire? I feel like
it's the 90s.
I
But
feel like we're the only two straight
thousands.
white men that don't know the answer to that question off the top of their head.
Yeah, and the fact that it took us like a couple of guesses before I guess his character, we've let a lot of people down. You as a, let's say you were 12. I think you were between the age of 9 and 12. I think it was late 90s, if not the turn of the millennium. That is my guess on The Wire. And I reckon you probably come second. Oh, you're meant to be. I think the cookies kicked in.
I think it has.
Oh, poor guy as well. That poor man.
So when we were in when we were in Berlin, somebody came, a lovely fan of ours came up, and for some reason, like last time we were in Berlin, we came out the stage door and just lots of people ended up having weed. So I was like, by the way, we do this every year, and pretty much all the same people turned up again with more joints. So we were having fun because we are doing pretty much.
Was it dry so far?
Aye, very, very dry. Not drank yet.
I'm gonna have a drink tomorrow.
Yeah, I'm gonna have a drink tomorrow after the Prague show, and then I'll save I think for later next week before we come back.
So we're having one each. We're having a night each that we can call, and I'm calling.
Yeah.
I haven't even checked the flights the next morning for Prague. I just know that there's people that I know in town.
Oh, it's 9 a.m. from Budapest.
There's some Geordies. It's 9 a.m. lobby or 9 a.m. flight.
9 a.m. flight, I think.
All right. Well, it's not going to be like it's going to be hotel bar kind of drinks. Drinks at the venue, drinks back at the hotel, like we did last time.
So one of our fans dropped off, gave me a big tin of cookies and was like, they're space cakes. I was like, excellent, thank you so very much. Are they strong or what's the dosage? And she was like, they'll be fine for you. And I'm like, grand. So I hand them to our promoter because I'm still taking photos and everything. And then I hear you behind me coming out, just like, oh, cookies, like a fucking toddler. And then I'm like, man, he knows.
Oh, well, you were in the middle of a conversation and I was just like, are these weed cookies or not? And the lad went, I don't know. And then I put it down thinking, I'll wait to ask you. And then a couple of seconds went by and I was like, oh, what's the worst that can happen? I'll get high. And I grabbed one and had one.
Aye.
And I think he just gathered that they weren't weed.
Yeah, because later on, when everyone sort of died down, we were still smoking joints, and it was being passed around, and I offered him some weed, and he was like, no thanks, I don't smoke. And then we went and said our goodbyes. And
He said, I don't smoke.
Aye. Oh, no, to be fair, he didn't say don't smoke, but he turned down the joint. Now, I don't necessarily think he didn't smoke.
He might have been turning down the joint because he didn't know if there were weed cookies, and he was waiting to find out.
either way, he definitely had no idea they were weed cookies.
He thought he just had a cookie.
Yeah.
And then we left, and then Maine kicked in, and I was already a bit high because of the spliff. But when Maine kicked in, I was like, oh, this would be quite a lot for a surprise high. Like, it's a really manageable... Like, this is what my high was. I'm playing Gloomhaven on my Switch, right? I select my cards, and then I go to the turn, and by the time it gets to my characters, I'm like looking at clues for what my plan was because I've completely forgot since I chose my cards. So I had it all together, and then you go, oh, look, you were thinking about doing that. And I was literally leaving myself little challenges because my short-term memory was gone. But my critical thinking was still there. Now, to have that happen when you've just got to drive home and see your family.
Oh, I don't think he was driving home.
Well, not now.
I think the poor kind of had to leave his car at the venue. Then again, if he's from America, those cunts drive stoned all the time. All the time. If you've ever driven in America, you've not seen a sober person behind the wheel of a car. That's what I will say. Whereas in Scotland, we're too scared to. We've got real strict laws. Point one.
You know what stops me drink driving?
Oh God, I hope it's something like responsibility and the law.
It is.
Oh boy.
If it's somebody else's fault, it's mine now.
Yeah.
Right? Like somebody crashes into you and you're driving fine. You know your limits. You've had a couple of beers.
Yeah.
Just a couple, you know. I mean, it's not in town very often and you've just had a pint with them at the show. But now I've got to drive back. And then someone crashes into me. And then I pass a breath test. And now they're looking at me like I'm the problem.
Yeah.
And I just have to suck it up.
That's not how breath tests work.
Nope.
No, that doesn't take the result back. They're like, oh my God, they think he owes alcohol. Oh my God,
yeah,
this guy's the most...
He's in a surplus.
Jesus Christ. He's the most sober person there's ever been.
Give us a couple of shots and send us on my way. That's what you do, life hack. Here's a life hack for you. Suck the breathalyzer and give you shots.
Yeah. They'll never know. They've never had anyone try it. They're like, well,
it sucks. I got that wrong. You're meant to suck the breathalyzer.
No, you're not.
Oh, no, you're not.
You fucking dumb cunt.
This is class.
Why would you?
I'm high. I forgot which one it was you do when you do a breath. Man, if I got pulled out, I knew that's what I'd be doing. I've thought about it too much now. I'm not sure what you do.
You definitely
you have to blow it. That's the only way it would ever make sense.
Right, yeah. It isn't hard to get to the end of. Have you ever been breathalyzed before? Clearly not.
I have. And you know why I got breathalyzed? Because I told them I had a drink. I fucking told them I had a drink. And I only had one, and you were allowed to drink one.
Aye, back
in south of the border, yeah. Right. And I think I'd even just had a shandy. Like I'm not one for.
I'd rather admit driving drunk than that.
I didn't mind a shandy when you're having a drink. You don't even drink beer.
I know, but
bit rich for you to go.
But I don't go in and fucking
drink inside. I
don't go in and order a fucking steak bite.
Still having a beer.
Aye, but I'm not putting fucking blackcurrant in my cider.
People do that thow.
Aye. Like people, what kind of people?
What kind of people, Daniel? What kind of people do that, Daniel?
The type of people. I don't know what you're saying.
People like nice fruity drinks, huh?
No. There's nothing wrong with a fruity drink. Nothing wrong with
and they can drink what they want.
Aye. Topping up your beer with lemonade. But you don't like beer. Join the rest of us. Stop.
You're just trying to have a beer without getting drunk. They've got alcoholic beer now, which is like I'd have an alcoholic beer.
Cosplaying as a bloke. Join us. Join the footy drinkers. Stop sitting over there with your lager tops and looking over at me and all the other people drinking girly drinks, being like, yeah, they're not real men like us. Nah, get to fuck.
Sometimes you just want a beer, especially like we had dinner or whatever, right?
I bet you do. And, don't put any lemonade in it. Non-alcoholic beer, I've had a couple of times now, and I reckon this is going to be another one of them things like the dog situation, where you could probably go back and find receipts where I made like a massive judgment on the nonces, that drink non-alcoholic beer. Yeah.
Guess I'll fuck kids now.
I don't think you have to.
If the shoe fits, Daniel.
No, I don't think that's
If the shoe fits, I called myself a nonce from the past.
Aye.
And here I am.
You like an alcohol-free beer, do you?
I'd prefer to not having a beer when I'm like out with people who are drinking and I've got the car.
Yeah, I can understand that. Like, I prefer like if my friends are drinking and I'm not, I don't want to have a Coke. I want to have either just like a tonic or a mocktail.
I have to bring you in, Yana. Do you want a gin and tonic? After I'm going to just have a tonic.
Yeah.
Just one tonic water, do you?
Well, I think so. I consider doing it on stage because I'm obviously not drinking on stage now that we're here, and I'm just like, I wonder if having tonic on stage would make me think that I'm just drinking gin and tonic, and I won't scull it. But I mean, I'm just drinking water. Absolutely fine. Man, I tell you what, when not cutting out booze right before the show and during the show, I'm like, man, this is class. This show that is running at 100 minutes long, which is too much. It's too long for a show. It's self-indulgent. When the audience are good, especially like in Europe, at some points we are pushing 2 hours. And I know a lot of the audience don't mind that because I'm only here once every 2 or 3 years.
Shortest attention span having motherfuckers. We need to piss.
Man, 2 hours for a fucking comedian. Who the fuck do you think you are, Daniel?
Sometimes on a really good film on my iPad, I'll touch the screen to see how long's left.
Yeah.
Like, I guarantee that, like, if you could touch the screen and see how long was left on your show, 1 million people would have touched the
100%.
show.
100%.
Loving the show, but also like, fucking hell, 45 minutes to go.
The show... The show can't be 90 minutes long, and that's the absolute fucking maximum length comedy shows should be. So I'm like, you know what? I think it is. I think it's because I'm drinking on stage, and then I sit down and I slow down. Whereas when I'm not drinking, I'm never sat down on the stool. I'm just walking back and forth all the time, and I'm like, this is going to cut 50 minutes of the show. We got it. First night, don't drink. Zurich. 105 minutes long.
Still.
Well, to be fair, Zurich were a particularly
really
fucking
good. What I've loved about Zurich is it felt like gigging in the UK or Ireland or Australia in the like English comprehension.
Yes,
like everybody everywhere comprehends English so much better than I'd ever thought it would be. But I do still have to slow my accent down.
Yeah,
and in Zurich, I was like, oh, I can just talk like I'm in Scotland here.
Yeah. Mind you, I've been really surprised with Germany. Well, not surprised, but like with we went to Nuremberg for the first time yesterday. That was a new territory for us, and obviously you expect in like the big major cities for there to be really fluent in English and other languages. But when you get a little bit more, I'm not going to claim Nuremberg's rural, but you know what I mean, not one of the big major ones. I mean, I guess it fucking is if we're touring there. I just didn't expect it to be like if you make the distance.
You thought it was going to be like a little backwater.
Yeah, the difference between fucking Zagreb and Riga, not Riga, sorry, fucking Rijeka. Thank you. The difference between Zagreb and Rijeka,
Stockholm and Västerås.
Yes, just because it's less sort of in there, whereas there seems to be none of that between fucking Berlin and Nuremberg, which is wild.
Why have I heard of Nuremberg?
Are you kidding?
Like, what is it's something that's just like in the back of me psyche and I don't know what it is.
The Nuremberg trials.
What was it, a World War II thing?
Yeah, so after World War II, after Hitler killed himself before he flew to Argentina.
Is he all right?
The Nuremberg trials were like where they took all of after we found out what happened during the Holocaust and all the people responsible for the war, they had the Nuremberg trials. And, I mean, people didn't.
So people banged the rights for being complicit in the Holocaust?
No, they should have. And like
were the trials a bit of a
man? That's when America
smoke and mirrors.
America was like, you can go free because you're a very good scientist. We'll ignore what you were doing science for, but come over and help us build a fucking A-bomb.
You're rich.
You're fine. No, it was very much like if these are the greatest minds of these, even though they were being used for fucking evil. My knowledge on this.
They picked the brains out of the operation and brought them over. So in the trials, it was like they'd done the trials in the same way like a good basketball player will do exams in college, where they're just like, get him through. We need him for the football team. He can be thick as mints.
Yeah, it was literally
just done that with ethics.
Yeah,
they were just like, he's a cool guy that knows loads of stuff about atoms.
Yeah, being like, look, are you willing to say that he did everything? As if you're the one that did all the sciencey stuff. The Nuremberg trials, as far as I'm aware, were not many, if not most people think that people weren't true justice was not met, I think would be an understatement. Right. But that's with my very limited knowledge on it. Like, I think a couple of people got, and then it was very much like...
Man, imagine, if you go to trial and end up walking, right? Yeah. Imagine, what kind of fucking hell, there's someone in jail for fucking, tax fraud. And I've committed genocide and I'm walking free.
Also, this tax fraud's a very bad example. I guess lower people.
I had tax fraud. Being in jail for tax fraud is nowhere near as bad for being in for murder, sexual assault, fucking all crimes against humanity like that.
Oh no, I just mean in the sense.
So I'm saying when he's in, people are locked up for cooking the books or whatever, and then he's whacking away after genocide. I'm just saying that
I took it more as people who do fucking tax fraud are rich people, and rich people don't go to jail.
No.
That was more what I was...
Oh, that's why it was a bad example.
Yeah, that's why.
Because he would have also got out.
Yes, aye. Whereas shoplifting would have been where I would have gone with it.
Yeah, selling cannabis.
Yeah, 100%.
There's people in for selling cannabis.
Even though fucking...
That's why Thailand can get a fuck. I'm going to stick to Thailand right now.
Aye.
You kind of change the laws and just go, oh, you can all smoke weed now, when you've just been fucking absolutely taking people's lives off them for merely smoking it.
Is Thailand legalised weed?
Aye, he's fucking raking it in.
Are they?
Aye, there's people still cooked up in the slammer for smoking it.
Cooked up in the slammer? Jesus.
Well, I was going to call it the clink, was it? Fucking hell, Daniel.
2 in the clink, and one of them's anyway.
So I think I get the fuck for doing that. You kind of just...
Oh, my big one, and this is why I should never ever be in charge of any country, and why I would be the worst world leader. See if, in these countries where drugs are illegal with very strict things, I absolutely understand that. Your own country, you're allowed to have your own laws. If my countrymen were to go and they were to be smuggling drugs in, if it's not a major operation, if we're talking there was a case in Australia where a bunch of people went over, they had a little bit of fucking meth on them or marijuana, and they were jailed and they were sentenced to death, I'd be like, you're not. You can send them back, and we'll jail them.
I would see that as an act of war.
Aye, yeah.
I would feel like there's an act of war in my country if Gareth had just tried to go to Sri Lanka with a little baggie in his phone case.
Yeah,
forgot it was there.
Oh man,
bad example. Gareth would never forget it was there.
But if they were to be the super strict of they find a fucking marijuana seed on somebody's fucking shoe and they're that person's going to jail, you'd be send them back right now, and man, you deport them. They're never allowed in. We'll fucking pay a fine, whatever the prison fees are that you need to go through. Fine, but under no circumstance do you get to punish our people with your punishments. Mind you, would I be willing to accept it the other way around?
What if you got locked up there?
No. Let's say somebody came to our country.
Oh, somebody went the age of consent's 12.
Aye.
And then they went and just but then you fucking going, that's not the same, that motherfucker. Having a weed of cannabis in your shoe and fucking a young'un. You going to jail?
Okay, well, but let's not go... All right, but let's not go for age of consent then. Let's go for... what's socially acceptable in other countries, legally acceptable in other countries.
But it's not legal here. Defecate in the street.
Where's that punishable? That's not punishable.
We're not doing much to that guy, or we're just moving them on. No. Hey man, stop shitting on shops, man. It's Clinton's cards. Get it. Can't bother the other people over there. Think of another card shop.
I think the law here is if you shit in the street, one person from the member of the public is allowed one attempt to kick that shit back up your ass.
Up your ass?
Aye.
You've got to bend over.
No.
On your hands and knees. And
if you're squatting in the middle of the...
You've got Panenka. Panenka chip, yeah. Rabona.
Rabona, your Jobby, back up your hoop.
Absolutely. We get one shot at that. Rabona, your Jobby, back up your hoop. How many people do you think understood that sentence?
I'm going to go 200.
Even though we'll give them 100% context. Rabona, they wouldn't know what a Rabona was.
So I think
probably 15% of the population know what a Rabona is.
Yeah. 15%? You're mental. Way more, 40%.
I reckon, like, if people
Hold on.
know what a very specific move is and the game of soccer ball.
Are we considering children people?
I think everybody, like listeners, we're talking about, listeners.
Okay.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Are we considering women people?
When it comes to Rabona, nah. Nah.
5.
I don't think many lasses know what a Rabona is. And there'll be a handful going, I know what a Rabona is, but how are you now? You're an anomaly. I wonder if Natalie knows what a Rabona is and she watches football.
Do you think it's a soft drink?
How often does it come up?
A Rabona?
Aye. Oh. I remember Eric Lamella done one about 2 seasons ago and she would have seen that. So she probably remembers it from that.
Aye, and he nutmeg 2 people while doing it.
Aye. It's kicking the ball from behind your other leg, your standing leg. So instead of kicking it normally, it's wrapping your leg around the back and kicking it like a chip.
You know how, if you've never played football before, you know how if you had a scratch on the back of your left heel and you couldn't be arsed bending down and you just used, the feel like that, it's that.
Oh, there we're going, feet to McFeet. You're gonna be
There's socks on.
Clip that.
There's socks on.
I'll Photoshop them off.
There's
a jobby is a poo. It's your word. Mm-hmm. I like it.
Jobby. Aye, it's good.
Jobby jabber.
Aye.
Is that a homophobic slur?
Definitely is.
Is it actually? Did I make it up, or is it one that already pre-exists?
No, the jobby jabber is a homophobic slur that is used in Scotland. I definitely asked Craig how offensive it was on a podcast once.
I didn't even know it was a thing until now. I just put the two together, and then as I said it, realised that I can't be the only one that said that.
No, jobby jabber. It also isn't that what Mr. T says? Quit your jobby jabber.
Quit your jobby jabber.
What was his thing about planes? I'm sick of those motherfucking snakes on the motherfucking...
That was him. Do I sound like a bitch? You'll not get on a plane. You sound like a total bitch.
Yeah, absolutely. Our tour manager here, Ingo, did you know on our flight from Zurich to Berlin
was his first flight in 20 years.
First flight in 20 years.
2-0.
And he was very, very nervous. He wasn't too nervous. He wasn't...
Back the last time he flew, with the wings flapped. Remember when planes had flappy wings back in the 1600s?
Yeah.
You had to pedal them.
Only if you're in economy. Like if you were in business, that was straight up.
The fucking wings are flapping at the front and just straight to the back day and out. All the economy people doing all the hard work.
Yeah. You're allowed to smoke on planes. That's what people thought the jet fuels were and everything, because that's just when people used to smoke.
Got second-hand lung cancer from chemtrails.
Yeah. I thought he handled it very well, because here's...
Why did he not fly that in that long? Just hasn't been travelling?
Mate, because he's in fucking Europe where trains are fucking cheap as chips, and you can drive everywhere on the autobahn and everything, and it's just a bit more efficient. And I think like his mother, I think his parents were getting old, and he was sort of in those years where he was just everything's here for him. He handled it very well, because I do not. And this is from a man who doesn't like touching velvet, doesn't like touching frosted glass, is scared of heights and standing on the ledge of things. So I acknowledge my hypocrisy here.
Mad scared of spiders.
No.
Shut up.
Me? Grow up.
You always pretend it's carrots, you.
Grow up. I've
seen her a number of times just getting spiders for you because you fucking.
How fucking dare you?
You're freaking out. It's in the sink.
Right. Okay. If that's true, feel free to. And this is all on you.
And Cara just gets it with a hand and just.
Fine. Approach Cara with a spider and see how well that goes for you, and then document it and see how long your friendship lasts after that. I don't like spiders, but I'm fine with picking them up and get.
You'll step up. You'd rather not be the one dealing with it, but.
I'm not.
But you have to be.
Yeah, I mean, and they don't freak me out. I just don't. Like, I think I'm just like, yuck, gross. I know you're not dangerous. I can't be honest with you, but like, could I have one on my skin? Absolutely. Could I? But would I constantly let one crawl on my skin.
No. I've got like two different answers. Are you scared of spiders? No, definitely not. No visceral reaction or anything. And then are you scared of spiders in Australia? And I'm like, aye.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep. In the same way, like
women.
I'm not. Well,
women here and women in Australia.
Aye.
I'm only scared
over here, absolutely harmless. Out there, biting to kill you.
Yeah.
Sort of day.
There's 7 different types. 7 of the deadliest types all found in Australia.
Can't think any of them. Funnel web.
Oh no, I think it's snakes. 7 out of 10 of the most dangerous snakes in Australia. Anyway, regardless, I have no respect and very little compassion for people that are scared of flying.
No,
I can't. Like, it's such a, like, you don't like to be scared of death because like death happens to everyone.
And you kind of bring heights into it when you're in a plane. It's weird.
Yeah, it doesn't count.
Fear of heights and fear of flying have got to be two completely different things. You don't have any of the feeling of being up a height.
Man, you cannot swim and still shower. Like, you know, a fear of swimming isn't a fear of water, right? So a fear of heights can't be a fear of heights.
Fear of flying, yeah.
Aye, it's just not.
But did you think you was going to be a nervous flyer?
Yeah, man, I'm going to be honest with you. Like, if I can't, because it's such a horrible thing to do to other people, right? The reason I think dying in a plane crash would suck, right, apart from not getting to see my son grow up, isn't the pain, which I don't think there would be fucking much of. It would be everyone else screaming. Just people that, man, the last 4 minutes of your life could just be you going, right, I'm about to experience a painless fucking death, which
could be tranquil, couldn't it?
It could be tranquil. You could just accept there's nothing you can do.
It could be quite a zen moment if it wasn't for the fucking people you keep.
You could have 4 minutes of just like, I'm just going to think, there's nothing I can do. This is inevitable. It's so far out of my control, and it's going to be over in an instant, right?
And there's people, and what can I do to stop this?
Screaming and shrieking. Oh, I think it'd be the fucking worst. I would spend the last 4 minutes of my life shushing people. Just like, you shut the fuck up. Like, do right. So my death also has to be fucking miserable because you're a big loser.
You die quietly at the back, man.
Oh God, I don't think I could.
Try to die in peace here. You don't think it'll be a screamy dyer?
But that being said, I am the opposite when it comes to cancer.
Are you going to be a screamy dyer when you've got terminal illness?
Man, there are people out there who, when they get terminal illnesses or really bad diagnosis, they put their head down and they face it head on with like grace, like strength and courage,
dignity.
And they stay positive.
I'm in awe of a lot of cancer survivors and how they did it. Like, you went to the fucking mountaintops with that one.
Man, the people know. I'm also in awe of the people that lost the battle to cancer and that, you know, in those final fucking months were able to, like, still, you know, give the best version of themselves at that time to their loved ones.
You'd roll around like a footballer. You'd be like Neymar if you had cancer. You fucking it's all over us. Like, shut up, man. Fucking turn the cancer down a bit, Daniel.
Sorry, it was benign and we moved it. Getting everyone to shave their heads in solidarity. Still with a full head of hair.
I'd be like, I wish he'd got his throat.
Oh yeah, man! I don't think I'd be able to fucking. What was the last?
I could have had it for like the last 6 months, and you wouldn't even know.
I wouldn't have asked.
You wouldn't even tell how to. You didn't even know me. You didn't even remotely know my birthday the other day. Like, you couldn't even ballpark it. You couldn't even like pin it to a season. The 15 years you've spent time with us on my birthday, and you couldn't even go, oh yeah, it was on your stag, so it must have been the summer.
Was it on your stag? Oh, so it was. But then again, what have you done for your other birthdays? I don't fucking know.
You come through to Glasgow for the last one.
I couldn't tell you when that was because we left like 5 a.m, so who knows?
Aye. But he began, right, that explains why his hair's been going the last few months.
Yeah. Man, I just thought it finally caught up to him.
I would be like, Kai, can I just ask, if you got like a limited time to live, why are you doing Invisalign?
Just because those are the things that last the longest. I'm going to fake my own death, so I don't want my teeth to match my own dental records.
I never find out who it was. Does that fuck things up if you get your braces? Does it fuck up your dental records? I've never also understood the dental records either. I don't feel like I've ever had mine taken.
I
did it when I was a baby.
I don't think that is big. I think they're more of an American thing.
Funny because you don't have teeth. It's more of an American thing.
And I think it's a much older thing. But also, they probably do. I've definitely had molds in my... Yeah.
What is a dental record? Is it like the imprints of your teeth?
Yeah.
Is it like, like a fingerprint?
Yeah.
But like a fingerprint's have all burnt off.
What?
That's why you're dead. Massive. But like... Set fire to yourself. They're not checking your dental records if they can just look at your passport. Yeah, no, it's him.
Well, here's the thing I don't understand. You know when like a plane's about to crash and they tell you to stick your head between your legs, right? Surely that just your head, top of your head's hitting that, you're shattering all your fucking teeth. And so when they find your body, it's just a giant jigsaw. A massive fucking jigsaw.
Why are they making you brace like that? That's ridiculous. Imagine you were like fucking being in a car crash and you just fucking grab your knees like that. You're like, oh, there you go. There's a compression on your back.
Hold my nose.
Fucked.
Hold my nose before every car crash.
Just pop your ears. Hold your nose, blow out, inflate your head, float out the sunroof. That's what I do. It's like ejecting. And just fly off. I'm like, oh, fuck, I'm out of the sea now. Oh, man. Gonna have to try and land on that oil rig. That's how I get to car crashes.
Where are we now? Prague.
I think so. Yeah, we just drove here, and there didn't seem to be any like border control or anything. Like, so sometimes like you have little checkpoints where you stop off and have to show your passport when you're driving through Europe.
Yeah, when you're
Prague and Germany, sisters.
No, you don't need to. Not a lot of the time. I think you're thinking of when we cross borders between Eastern European and the Baltic states, as opposed to it's free movement in Europe.
Is it just not over in like Estonia and that? Or is it the like Slavic countries?
I think it's some of the Slavic countries, and I also think when we do it in Estonia, you're going from Estonia to Finland via boat. So I think that's why you need a passport, because you're literally passing ports there. So I think that's why that is. But I think when you're driving,
but I have on plenty of occasions handed me passport over on European dates. Is it going in and out of the EU?
Yeah.
So it's when you leave the EU.
Yeah, I think you're thinking of like between like Hungary and stuff like that.
Yeah. Or I think
Serbia.
I think some of the I was going to say the Serbia's Croatia kind of lands.
Yeah, we don't have to do it much, and also we didn't have to do it between Zurich and Germany. At no point was passport shown.
As a country that has its own money, I find it really annoying in Europe when I get to a country that has its own money.
Yeah.
And like when I'm in Zurich, I'm like, I'll grow up.
Oh, but
no, I don't have any Swiss francs for the coffee machine. Like,
fuck off, grow up. Also, Switzerland, what the fuck is up with your socket, man?
Fucking...
Do you know who you are? Oh, I'm not like other girls.
You fucking Apple.
You just
all of that charger port.
You just mixing it up. Just fucking
cash in on that sweet adapter money. Your own one. Like you've got Europe one, you've got America one, all of Britain, the massive Britain.
Yeah, but also all the countries that like that the UK dominated. Like, man, you go to India.
We're also wrong to have our own plugs, but our plugs are the best ones by miles in every country.
100%.
Like, what a weird thing to be proud of, but fuck me.
You're talking to a Scotsman who's proud of our tap water, so I get it. We've got the best plugs.
We've got the best plugs.
Australia has the worst plugs.
Fucking any weight behind it, it's coming at the wall. It's the limpest handshake. It's a wet handshake.
Yeah.
It's like one of them handshakes that send a shiver down your spine. That's their plugs. But so when I get in, obviously you know that nobody's got your plugs. So every fucking plug has got adapters next to it to change into a European one. So we go into the venue, and sure enough, there's a European adapter there. But I've got an adapter that turns it from a European to a British plug. And then you put that in, and then you put our plug in, and then plug a USB into it. And I had to make a fucking Jenga stack of adapters to get my phone charging. Can we just start again as people? Can we just get along?
You know, it's the same for butt plugs.
Is it?
Aye.
Fucking hell.
different in each country.
Swiss adapter.
Yeah.
For my butt plug.
Yeah. Otherwise, it doesn't work.
I didn't even pack it.
No. Well.
That's the one thing that you could pack, because if they're going, oh yeah, things a kilogram over, you can just put it straight away, butt. That's all right, there we go.
Yeah, they're like, sorry, now you're 2 kilos over. Hold on.
Is that helium in that butt plug? Is that what you were doing? I don't know. Why would
you gain weight with helium?
Why would the bag get heavier when you took the butt plug out?
Oh, no, I'm sorry.
Unless it was a helium butt plug.
You being heavier, because it's going up your butt.
They don't weigh me when I check in.
And that was the joke. I was being surreal. Or shit. But then again, what's really the difference between surreal and shit?
Not much.
Not fucking much.
Not much at all. Just rewind to the bit when I was talking about floating off to an oil rig. Not a great deal in between the two. Shit bit of fun. Who cares? Who cares? It happened. It's done.
Get over it.
I can probably do it again sometime.
What are we doing for dinner?
I'm getting hungry now.
I'm going to tell you what we're doing. Kebab.
Going for a kebab.
Aye.
Hoagie wrap.
They don't do that. There's no way they do that over here.
What is a hoagie wrap compared to a kebab? Chips in it.
Yeah.
They can do that.
Less salad.
They can do that.
Yeah, they can, but are you really going to try and explain to a Czech Republican? What do you call yourselves?
Czech Republican. It just sounds odd.
Yeah, I don't think that's what they call themselves. What do people? Let's find out.
I reckon they call themselves Czechs.
Czechs? What do Czech?
What do Czechs call themselves? Not much difference between Czechs and Tartans.
The Czechs? No, just the Czechs.
Yeah, check that. I'm having a wild one here. None of it's good. not even surreal. Not even surreal, just to fucking keep it afloat. Just shite. Just have had a cookie and my mouth needs to move. That's all it is. High as fuck. Not even sorry.
Nah. We should go get a kebab. We should go smoking on the joint.
And then we've got that Q&A to do.
Oh, what? I thought we were playing Gloomhaven.
Oh no, we'll do the Q&A tomorrow.
Aye,
we'll do the Q&A tomorrow.
Aye.
And then we'll get in this for Thursday.
Yeah.
But then I'll figure it out. Enjoy your episode. Oh, what am I doing? That's the end of it. I was doing it like an intro. I just done a fucking intro. Enjoy your episode. We're giving you this one.
Is this a public episode?
It is. That's what I just figured out. It's going to go up on Patreon tomorrow, on Thursday.
Right.
And then it's going to have to go up on public next Wednesday. And the Monday one, which is normally the early access, that's going to be the Q&A.
Right.
It's not going to go out public, this one is. We could have done this off the podcast, but I really let them behind the
curtain. No. So if it's the Q&A on Monday then, all right, then no brand questions then.
No, we're going to be reading them out anyway, because we'll just scroll.
Oh, I'd answer them. I'm at a point where I'd answer some of them on a...
We'll read them all out and answer them, and then we'll decide whether they stay.
Aye.
How about that?
I'll do that.
So if you're listening to this, you've already asked your questions, and it's coming out soon. Bye.